So, welcome, Shehnaz. We have with us boundary coach Shehnaz, newly certified boundary coach Shehnaz, who has had this amazing journey with us of learning and progressing as a life coach, who is now equipped to help people in terms of their marriage, relationships, in terms of parenting of toddlers as well as teenagers, and also helping professionals, young working professionals, in setting boundaries at their workplace. Not just that, she is also qualified now to teach leadership and to coach people who are at mid and higher levels of leadership how to be effective in terms of coaching and leading their organization. So, Shahnaz, congratulations on becoming India's one of the few boundary coaches. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Great. Shahnaz,
We
if you
share this at half and half.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Shahnaz, if you could share with us your experience and your journey of learning and development in terms of boundary coach with us,
Learnings,
our journey with us.
First, learnings, it has been vast. As vast as the ocean I can see behind you. It has been so vast. So putting everything together in few words would be really difficult. But apart from learning, I'm applying this learning that is most important for me. Not only am I applying these boundaries, I'm teaching my daughter, my husband, and everyone around me why boundaries. So this is one thing I would really love to work for the rest of my life. This has been an amazing experience. Now, I started with boundary training because after a few conversation with you, I realized that I lack boundary. I have no boundaries at all. And this is why most of the problem were happening in my life. So here is the main, change that has come into my life. And I opted to take boundary coaching under your guidance. It was much, much, much more than what I expected because our training has been so elaborate and it was full of, life lessons and therapies and techniques and everything that is included. And of course, the, life, the case histories we went throughout our training program, those were really very helpful. And we were the first batches of boundary coaches with you. But when I joined in for the second batch and the third batch also, I have seen and I've realized that you have added so much more, with your expertise and with providing tools and techniques and materials with everything. And I'm so happy to see, new batches coming up and learning more than we did. And we are also reviving our learnings and we are learning something else every time there's a boundary coach batch that is training under you.
That's right, Shahnaz. That's right. And Shahnaz, what is your message for people who are life coaches like you? Because as I understand you, you are already a life coach. You already knew NLP, not just the classic code, but also the new code NLP.
Yes.
And you have so many other modalities. You're also into inner child healing and you're also into vision board. So many things that you already knew. Why did you still want to opt to be a boundary coach?
When I realized that something as small as saying a no and something as big as people pleasing has become a part of my life. I think we were doing some NLP online program and we were in the same program. You were one of the mentors in the program and you were talking about boundaries. And there was one session, one kind of a masterclass by you during that time, when we were having all these free webinars. And I realized you were talking about the Navy SEALs and the equipments, how they're using it and what are they doing with that. Those things really, went inside my head. And I was thinking about what is he talking about? What boundary course actually is. And I really wanted to know that. And I had a talk with you.
Right.
This first meeting, visual meeting, like the Zoom call, I was sure I wanted to do that because I knew I had no boundaries in my life and my problems were coming out because of lack of boundaries.
Also, Shehnaz, now in terms of clients, when we service clients, how has boundary coaching helped you to service your clients faster and in a more effective manner?
More than it has helped me with any other tools and techniques, after the first session when I start with boundary, because I know that it is coming because of failure of keeping boundaries for the parents, because I'm a parenting coach for the last 7 years. I've realized for the parents first, because we don't have boundaries, we cannot teach our children about boundaries. And the irony is that 90% of the parents don't even know about boundaries. I think it's more than 90% of the parents, they don't know about boundaries. Being a life coach for such a long time, I never knew about boundaries, because for me it was a real new concept. Because I was, if you remember, I've asked you, is boundary the same as we talk about limiting ourselves? And you have made me understood. No, it
Sure.
is not. Yeah. If you can
Right.
still remember
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic. Thank you, Shehnaz. Now, just a final question, and that is, if there's someone out there who's watching this video who's already a coach or a therapist, why would you recommend that person to take a glimpse of or to try boundary coaching? Why would you say that? Because I have seen that you have been talking about it to people. You've been even referring other people to do this. And why do you do that? Why do you want people, especially coaches and therapists, to know about boundaries and to be a boundary coach in all these five major areas of life?
Not only boundary for the coaches and the trainers or the counselors or healers, for everyone, I would suggest they should take up a small course, at least one small course of boundary training, and they themselves realize why boundaries and why boundary training. Not only me, people around me, or the people whom I train, but after they have learned about boundaries, they have sent other people to only just come and correct this aspect of life, the boundaries, and things have really started falling in place. It is the lack of boundaries that is causing all the problems. When they come
True.
initially, and when I tell them about boundaries, like me, what I have asked you earlier, they'll ask me, oh, if we are creating this wall, there will be nobody around.
Mm,
And the concept starts from there, that we are not creating a wall.
that's
This is
right.
only a defense mechanism that we are creating for ourselves first.
True.
So if we can apply those, we can limit ourselves. We will know where to start, and where I start and where the other person stops. So
Fantastic.
it's, this for coaches and for trainers and for healers and for everyone, if boundaries are in place, that would make the huge difference. And most of the problem will be sorted in the first 2 sessions. I can guarantee that
Absolutely.
now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as you know that we start boundaries, we don't just talk about how to say yes or when to say no. We also go deep into the psychology and the developmental phases of each human being. So we start with toddlers because that's the foundation of everything. The age from 0 to 7, that's where everything sets in. We create a blueprint for our adult life around that time. Then we proceed with teenagers. The problems that arise when you're a teenager are nothing but some of the unspoken things in the toddler time, some of those unresolved issues around that time, and also some developmental challenges that a teenager goes through. But how to navigate through them, how to understand how to communicate with a teenager, and how to make sure that the teenager is not just interested in what you have to say, but also wants to apply this new knowledge that you're giving to them. All of that we covered in boundaries, especially when we spoke about how to identify the anger and the resentment issues in teenagers, how to tackle the bullying issue of teenagers, how to help them to create a very strong persona about themselves. And then we also proceeded into work life balance and then leadership, and of
Yeah.
course, into marriage and dating. So, in Boundary Coach, as Shehnaz has experienced, we cover every developmental area of the life of a human being. And that's why, as a coach, you will be equipped to serve any human being who comes to you with a problem. Because the client who comes to you will just have a problem in one, probably will have a problem in one of the many areas of their life. However, you as a coach will realize that that particular problem is related to other areas of their life, because there's nothing called as a problem in isolation. Every problem that we face is deeply connected and interconnected to different areas of our life. Now, that is a good news, not a bad news, because when you solve that problem for the client and help the client to solve it himself, that's when the client not just solves the problem in one area, but automatically all the other areas also fall in alignment.
Yeah.
And that is how we proceed from success to significance in the lives of our clients. It's a holistic program, and I'm so glad that Shehnaz has been part of it because she was quick to take action. Some of the qualities of Shehnaz, which I really admire, she was very quick in taking her actions. Not just did she complete her preliminary build program, but she sat for many other sessions after that as well. She also came for repeat sessions, not because she wanted to know more, but because she wanted to experience more. So
Yes.
those are two different things. And she was able to help our other students as well with her own insights. So especially when after completing that thorough program of Boundary Coach, 6 to 7 months of that program that we completed, it was very intense with batch one. She came in for batch two as well, because in batch two, she was able to not just experience more, but also share her experiences with people, how she created a change in her clients' lives. And that's the amazing thing about Boundary Coach, because here it's not that we just complete one program and then we leave it. The support goes on and on and on and on. So, Shehnaz, once again, congratulations on achieving the Boundary Coach certification. So, yes, Shehnaz, you wanted to share about how boundary coaching has changed not just the results that you get in your client's life, but also the speed and the approach, and also how the clients are beginning to love coaching sessions and looking forward towards your coaching sessions. Can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah. So as I've already mentioned, I've been doing parenting sessions for the last so many years, and I'm a coach who does session at peace. I'm in no hurry. I take my time. I give the client also some time. But so far, it has been happening like after 4 or 5 sessions, parents fail to come. After reminders, also they don't want to come. Sometimes it is they want also that is involved here, and sometimes it is the children who really object to come to the coaches and everything. Now, what has happened is after the boundary training for the last few months, I have seen when the parents are coming with the children, my process is I talk to the parents first, then I move to the child, because it is from the parent. I believe as a coach and personal, my personal opinion is that whatever the children are learning, 70% is coming from the parents. It is in the house that we groom the child, and they pick up whatever we are doing. And it's already said, if you want to get the behavior first, you have to give it. So initially it used to happen like we move with the process and everything. It was very nice, very successful coaching and everything. Now when I ask the parents about what happened during the mother's pregnancy, how was the father involved, how was the 0 to 4 years has been done. When I was asking the parents first about these questions, it is to find it very awkward, because they think when we have come with the problem at present, why is she asking us about what happened during my pregnancy, and what happened how was the child raised when like 0 to 4 years, how was it done. They had to recall and they had to tell me. Then when I showed them that the problem has started here, and we need to work. Actually, we need to work in this place instead of working here when the child is 10 years now, or 12 years, or teenager, whatever the child age is. First, it was little challenging for me to convince them, but now it has like been a part of my entire training program or coaching program. I would say that coaching program, that I start with the boundaries first. I check in whether the boundaries have been done, and or the thing has been in place or not. Whether the child is like me, who has been taught that no is a very big sin here, and you cannot be offending anybody. What would people say if you say a no? Go and say a hello, and how everything has been done in the household. Basically, I just wanted to check that initially. So with that, the parents now feel that yes, this is something that is very important, that needs to be done first. And now they tell me after 2 sessions, they tell me that, ma'am, please do our session first. After that, once we have corrected ourselves, then we'll approach with the child and we'll just move ahead with the sessions earlier after this. So this is something I'm very proud about, because not only they, after their sessions are over, they recommend people to come and do their boundary training, not parenting, but boundary training first. Then they will, then they choose to proceed with whatever kind of, coaching they want to. This
And
is
that is
one
very
remarkable thing that has happened in my journey.
absolutely. And that is very important because usually when people come for results that they want to see in their life, they want some quick fixes because that's all they know. Child is not obeying, now the child should obey. The child's grades are falling down, now the child's grades should be better. These are the little problems that they come up with. But when they realize that there is a deeper cause behind it, and the cause is not now, the cause is in the past. And when that can be healed with various therapies and tools that we have in our boundary training, and if they fall in love with the process, once the client falls in love with the process, then not only does the client solve this present issue, but the client also resolves many other issues which were not visible to him or her before. And maybe that's the reason why they ask you to first train them so that then they can proceed and get their children also, help with the therapy or with coaching and with training. That's amazing because this is creating a forward ripple of change. Because once a family changes, everything changes. And that's what we as coaches want. We have a saying in Boundary Coach that if your client keeps coming back to you again and again, there is some problem.
Yeah.
You need to coach the client in such a way that once the process is over, the client loves the process and the client becomes a mini coach in that area of his life or her life. And that is
this is one thing I keep telling my clients. Yeah, whatever you have learned, please forward the learnings.
True.
So that people can know. This is little things. Have never so far. I have not gone deeper, not dig deeper. Also, the small little things that we have learned from you, that has helped me solve 80% of the problem.
Fantastic. And that's a huge success. I always tell people that a certificate is just a paper. It's your experience, your hard work, and the results that you create in your own life and the lives of your clients. That is your real certification. And I'm presenting this paper certificate right now to you just as it's just like a reminder and it's just a sign of the excellence that is already inside of you. So here goes your certificate. Congratulations, Shehnaj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I owe this to you and all your hard work. And I really want to see in future every person taking up this course, not only as a coach, but the build program that we have to train ourselves and make ourselves better for every parent, for every child, and for every coach, every healer, every doctor, every engineer, and everyone around. Everyone should come and take up this course and see the difference that they'll make in their lives.
Thank you. Thank you, Shehnaj. Thank you so much for sharing these insights. Have a fantastic day ahead. And once again, congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.